Hello and welcome to my first How to Play Name Here 101. Today that name here will be filled by Soraka, the Star Child. Soraka is best known in the game for being the #1 heal bot, so today let's look at how you'd play a supporting role in your standard game. So let's start with items. There's this weird meta that's been going around that I'm kind of digging right now, and I call it the 1-2-3. 1 Fairy Charm, 2 Health Pots, 3 Wards. The Fairy Charm is going to be used in order to build a Philosopher's Stone, which is going to be necessary because you won't have any minion farm. The 2 Health Pots are there so you don't ever have to go B and risk leaving your carry alone, and the 3 Wards mean 9 minutes of gank-free farming for your carry to start with, which is really good for him or her. Laning a support Soraka means not farming minions and babysitting your carry. Your starting skill should either be Infused or Astral Blessing depending on your laning partner. You should not take Star Call until after your carry has left the lane permanently, and of course, pick up your ultimate whenever available. The majority of the laning phase is spent replenishing the health and mana bar of your carry, and occasionally using Infuse on an enemy, if your carry is already full on mana. For that matter, Infuse should never stay off cooldown, as it is free to cast and has a decent harassing distance. One thing you should strive to do is not steal kills. As a support, your scaling is least important to the team, especially Soraka, who picks up a lot of assists anyway, for reasons I'll explain in a second. But all kills belong to the carry, and you should strive to take none if possible. That being said, don't give up a kill if no one else will get it. Probably the most interesting part about support Soraka is her items, or more, lack thereof. While her Astral Blessing and Wish both scale with AP, they don't scale very quickly. This means the most effective use of Soraka after the laning phase comes down to 2 things: auras and wards. The opening build starts with the 1-2-3 combo mentioned earlier in the video, and you build your Fairy Charm quickly into a Philly Stone. From there, Ionian Boots are pretty important for her, but she doesn't really require much else. After that, you should buy wards, and I mean lots of them. I have bought more than 40 wards in a single game without it being overkill. After the laning phase is done, a lot of work happens in jungle and river, so having complete vision of those locations causes for very easy setups for ganks and kills and makes it very hard for your team to be caught out of position. For reference, it should take about 8 wards to go through the river, and only about a few more than that to go through an entire team's jungle. Note, you should be warding their jungle, not your own. One of the neat things about Soraka is her ability to abuse Wish. Because healing a teammate who's about to get a kill now warrants an assist, you can use a Wish just before you know your team's about to gank, even if you're nowhere near, to get assists very quickly. This is helpful towards getting more cash for more wards. Once the mid-game is over, which is typically signified by an inhibitor going down, you should finish your build by upgrading your Philly Stone to Shirelli's Reverie and picking up an Abyssal Scepter or an Aegis' Legion, depending on how the game is going. Abyssal Scepter is really good on Soraka because her Star Call and Magic Shreds as well, causing for some decent magic pen, but it might be worthless if your main carry is AD based, or your team may just be too squishy and an Aegis might be a better suit. If you followed my advice, your carry should be fed, your team should be healthy, and your score is probably 2-6 and 21. But you won the game, and everyone will appreciate the job you've done. But maybe sideline work isn't for you, and you want to be more in the action? Well, there's no reason you can't carry as Soraka. Playing as carry Soraka carries a whole new playstyle. Soraka works very well as an AP mid, as her damage scales well, she can sustain herself, and she farms fairly easy thanks to Star Call. Star Call is going to be your main ability as Soraka. It's how you farm minions, how you get champion kills, and pretty much do anything. Infuse does do significant damage at max rank and shouldn't be ignored, but it lacks the same utility as Star Call. As such, you should probably max Star Call first, followed by Infuse, then Astral Blessing. Astral Blessing probably should be taken later, around level 7 or 8, as a proper Soraka really won't need the help. Your ultimate is still a necessary skill and should be picked up whenever available. As mentioned before, it helps you with cash by picking up assists, and is still ultimately your best spell in your repertoire, if not just for personal utility. It works pretty great as a no crap button as well, and may save you a few times. Starting items can either go Dorn's Ring for a typical AP mid, or the same 1-2-3 Fairy Charm, Health Pots, and Wards build mentioned prior, as having wards will help you prevent ganks in the mid lane, and having health pots is good for sustainability since you won't be taking your heal until after your ultimate. In this run, I start with the Dorn's Ring. I just like it. Your next priority after maybe boots is Spellvamp, so a Hextech Revolver is your next buy, building it of course into a Will of the Ancients. Spellvamp is crucial on Soraka because where Star Call may not do a ton of damage at start to a single target, it does massive amounts of damage where there are minions present, This means fighting with the enemy minion wave by your side is going to make you near impossible to kill. Watch here as I get double teamed by this Xerath Vayne combo. By popping Wish and using just Star Call in the occasional auto attack, I managed to kill Xerath easy and almost grab Vayne along with it, without losing almost any health. Subsequent items should be Abyssal Scepter, as it adds to the magic shred Star Call already has built in, Mejai's Soul Stealer, which is viable due to your high assist count even when you are main carry, and other AP based items. Rylai's being one of my favorites, this mass Star Call flow is pretty fun to watch. And if it weren't obvious, grab cooldown boots. Watch as my team takes this tower with the help of Carry Soraka and her Star Call. Immediately we walk in and my focus is spamming that Q key, easily picking up a Vayne who must not have had breakfast. I clear the minion wave and deal significant damage to the enemy champions before goofing up myself into a victor trap, but allowing my teammates to pick up the kills and a tower, also landing me 3 stacks of Mejai's. Well, thanks for watching my video. If you enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate a subscribe. If you want to see me work on a specific champion, please mention in the comments. If you like the background music, the link will be below in the description. Thanks again, this is Zeppelon, signing off.